You've heard about Paul Bunyan, the greatest lumberjack of all time.
And you heard about Pecos Bill, the greatest cowboy.
Now let us tell you about the world's
Biggest.
bestest
sign painter.
That's me, Slappy Hooper.
You better believe Slappy was the biggest, while he was 7 feet tall with shoulders to match, and he weighed 300 pounds, even without his cap and coverall and brush and bucket.
And fastest?
Just give me an 8-inch bush.
Slip,
slap.
The job was done.
And so smooth you've never seen a bush stroke.
And you bet Slappy was the bestest. That was on his canvas pictures.
No one else ever made them so true to life.
In fact, some folks said they were too true to life.
Slappy's trouble started with a huge red rose he painted on the sign for Rose's Forest Shop.
Slappy is so real,
said Ms. Rose Red, the owner.
Why, I can just smell the fragrance. But a week later, Rose Red flooded into Slappy's sign shop. Slappy, that sign of yours was too good.
Too good?
That's right. The bees got wind and swarmed all over it, trying to get in. They scared all away all my customers. That's bad enough, but wait until you see what happens now.
When they reached the florist shop, Slappy saw that the bees were gone, but the rose had withered and died.
No one buys from a florist with a withered flower on her sign. That's the last thing you'd be painting for me, Slappy Hooper.
The story got around, but most folks just laughed, and they still wanted Slappy to do their signs.
His next job was to paint a billboard for the Eagle Messenger Service. Slappy painted an eagle 3 times larger than life.
Amazing,
said Mr. Baldwin Eagle.
It's so real, I could swear I saw it blink. Wait a minute, I did see it blink.
Then the bird flapped its wing and flew right off the billboard.
That sign was too good. That's the last time you'll work for me, Slappy Hooper.
Folks were getting scared to hire Slappy, but at last he got a job from the Sunshine Travel Agency.
The billboard was to show a man and a woman on a beach toasting under a hot sun. Slappy painted it the day after a big snowstorm.
Wonderful,
said Mrs. Ray Sunshine.
Why, that sun makes me feel hot, and look, the snow on the sidewalk is melting.
But a couple days later, Slappy got a call.
Slappy, your sign is too good. Get down here right away.
When Slappy arrived, he saw that the sidewalk and street in the front of the billboard were covered with beach chairs. People sat around in swimsuits and sunglasses, sipping lemonade and splashing suntan lotion.
They're blocking traffic, and the mayor blames me. Besides, they won't need my travel agency if they take their vacations here. You've got to do something, Slappy.
So Slappy set up his gear and got to work. He painted the sun on the billboard much hotter. Before long, the crowd was sweating buckets and complaining of sunburn. Then everyone packed up and left.
Good work, Slappy. Look at that.
The man and woman on the billboard were walking off too.
Just then, a lick of flame shot up the wall of the building across the street. Slappy's sign was set on fire. In a few minutes, fire trucks clanged up and firefighters turned on their hoses. Flames.
Slappy, try something else.
Slappy got back to work. He painted a storm cloud across the sun, but he had to jump clear when the cloud shot bolts of lightning.
Then the storm broke.
Slappy's cloud rained so hard the billboard overflowed and flooded all Main Street.
Never again, Slappy Hooper.
After that, no one on earth would hire Slappy. It looked as if his sign painting days were done.
Slappy felt so low he made up his mind to throw his paint kit in the river. He dragged it onto the tallest bridge in town and was just about to chuck it when a voice thundered out beside him.
Don't dump that gear, Slappy. You're going to need it.
Right next to Slappy stood a man almost as big as Slappy himself. He wore a pink-splashed white coverall and a cap with 2 little angel wings sticking out of it. He carried an airbrush.
Who are you?
I'm Michael from the Heavenly Sign Company. The boss has had an eye on for you for some time, Slappy, and he likes your work. He's got a job for you if you don't mind working in the rain.
Tell me about it.
We need someone to paint a rainbow this Wednesday. Most of the time we handle all the rainbows ourselves, but it's going to rain in a bunch of places Wednesday, and we could sure use your help.
I'm your man,
said Slappy.
That Wednesday morning, Slappy wrenched a cannon and set it in a big cow pasture. He tied 2 ropes to a scaffold, then he ran the other ends through a couple of skyhooks. Then he loaded the skyhooks in the cannon and shot them straight up.
Boom!
Sure enough, the skyhooks caught on the sky.
Slappy felt the first raindrops. He piled all his paints and brushes onto the scaffold, climbed on, and hoisted himself up, up, and up. He kept going till he was just under the clouds. Then he tied his ropes and started to paint.
Slip.
Slop.
Slap!
He had only just finished when the sun popped through the clouds and lit up what he'd done.
There never was a finer rainbow. It had every color you can imagine, each one blending perfectly with the next.
And not a bush stroke in sight.
Just then, Slappy felt a big jolt. He looked up to see what had caused it.
Oh no!
The sun had run smack into his skyhook.
Slappy shut his eyes and waited for the long drop to the ground, but it never came. When Slappy looked again, he saw why.
For heaven's sake.
Slappy's hooks had caught onto the sun itself, and the sun was pulling his rig across the sky.
Now another sign painter might have been frightened, but not Slappy Hooper. He's enjoying the ride.
He had covered a good distance when Michael appeared on the scaffold beside him.
The boss liked your rainbow, Slappy.
You mean it wasn't too good?
If it isn't too good, it's not good enough. That's how we figure. Anyhow, now that you're here, the boss has another job for you if you don't mind working odd hours.
Tell me about it.
It's the sunrise and sunset. I guess you know the boss himself has been painting them since time began. But he's done it so long, he'd like to give someone else a chance.
I'm your man.
Said Slappy Hooper.
Slappy's been up there ever since.
Of course you can't see him with the sun so bright, but he's there all the same.
Night and day, the sun pulls Slappy and his rig around the world. And every time Slappy comes to the horizon, he reaches up with his paintbrush.
Slip.
Slop.
Slap!
The job is done.
And never a bush stroke in sight.